This is Genial, a man who just randomly gave me the rarest blueprint in the game.
Yo, thank you.
Before I accidentally killed him. It all started on a damn Battlegrounds Queen raid, and I wasn't even there for the fight. I just wanted scraps to finish my trophy case. And if I'd stuck to my original plan, he would still be alive. But to my surprise, I actually got a good spawn, so I figured, what the hell? If you don't know what a trophy case is, it's essentially a very expensive and time-consuming way to get the rarest blueprint in the game. Instead of looting 10,000 different containers hoping to get lucky, you gather up a variety of resources, racking up blueprints and rare items along the way, with the ultimate goal to get a blueprint for this thing. The snap hook. That is all I was there for. Specifically for the Arc performance steal the Queen and her cronies drop after the fight is all done. The idea was to swoop in, help a little bit with the Queen, I guess, leave the Queen cores for everyone else to fight over, then not skip leg day and exfil from the Raider hatch with a backpack full of steel. I was expecting a crowd. Instead, only 2 other people showed up, but I came prepared. My inventory was as follows: 2 wolf packs, a cloaking device, a metric ton of rocket ammo, adrenaline shots, 10 heals and shield rechargers, a Venator plus medium ammo, Raider key, and an augment, which we will talk about later. If you noticed something missing, congratulations, you noticed it before I did. I burned through some of my stims to make it over to the Queen and Harvester when I noticed something odd. Usually when I go on Queen raids, the inside of the Harvester has been picked clean and the puzzle has been solved, meaning I've never actually gotten a chance to learn how to do it. This one was different. It was barely touched, so I tried to learn by doing. The problem was I had no idea what I was doing.
PK fire!
Not to worry though, Pain is a very powerful teacher and class was now in session. You've already met Genial, and his death is going to be even more heartbreaking in a few seconds, but you haven't met Allie Fiance 1. All 3 of us were trying to figure this out in real time through a very painful and resource-depleting series of trial and error. Put the pods in the Harvester the wrong way? Congrats, your shield just got world starred by lava. No big deal, just try to put them in a different way the next time. Just kidding, your shield is now getting skull by electricity. If you're curious why people actually do this puzzle at all, the answer is actually very simple. The only thing that raiders love more than ducks is good loot and blueprints. The Harvester has an amazing amount of both of those things. It's where you get the Jupiter and the equalizer blueprints along with more cores than you'd know what to do with, and I know all of this because of Genial. Back in the Harvester, we were still trying to solve this stupid puzzle and also trying not to die, all while waiting for the rest of the lobby to do literally anything to help, but we were on our own. 3 souls trapped in a roly-poly, surrounded by the Queen, 17 wasp, and shortly a Rocketeer. Not my favorite type of Arc orgy, if I'm honest with you. The only piece of good news was this seemed to be a friendly lobby, and eventually the puzzle got solved. It was now time to get gooped. I was praying to find an equalizer blueprint, but all I got was an Arc motion core, Arc power cell, a Jupiter blueprint, which is cool, but I already had it, a rusted shut medical kit, and Arc flex rubber. Good, but not really great. After I looted mine, I went over and checked the others to see if someone had inexplicably left the equalizer blueprint laying around. Obviously, no one is that dumb. They'd probably stuffed that so far up the Raider cache, and it wouldn't be coming out until they were back in Speranza. Then I heard a deep baritone voice ask me an amazing question.
What are you looking for, man?
I was honestly caught off guard.
Oh, one of those fancy blueprints.
For some reason, the word equalizer was stuck in the traffic jam somewhere between my long-term memory and lips.
What do you need, man?
Not the...
Again, I couldn't remember the stupid name.
Do you need the Jupiter blueprint or?
No, I've already got the Jupiter blueprint. There's another one you get from here, right?
You want the equalizer one?
Yeah. Do you have it already?
Here you go, man.
Yeah, well, thank you.
But my new sugar daddy was not done yet.
All right, now let's kill this thing, huh?
You made me this too, man.
Bro, what?
It's your lucky day, man.
Well, thank
Do
you.
you not have any shield rechargers?
Leave it to fiance to ruin a moment, huh?
I have one at least I can give you.
Getting stingy on loot after being given these absolute riches would have been the most selfish thing imaginable, so I shared what I had and got to blasting. In retrospect, honestly, I wouldn't have needed them anyways. I said we get back to the augment I was running and why it's so important, so let's go break that down quick. There are a few different types of level 3 pink augments. Some are maxed for combat, mobility, or looting, but the one I'm running is built for survival. If you're downed, you can crawl, albeit very slowly, to an exfil point without bleeding out. There is just one trade-off. This is the only shield you can run, and there's nothing light about the Queen's attacks. Back in the Harvester, we were slowly chipping away at her armor. Our pace was good, even though we only had 3 people. Everyone seemed pretty committed to getting this done, and I got the vibe that no one would turn into like a loot goblin. There was also a moral obligation to stick around and fight, even though I already had more loot in my backpack than I usually have after an entire raid. I'd come into this with exactly 71 hull cracker rockets, and thought that would be more than enough. But just to be safe, I launched 2 wolf packs at the queen as well. My shield wasn't in amazing shape, but it wasn't that close to breaking yet. Basically, I was just feeling super confident. Then things started to take a turn. Lone Genial was outside ripping armor off, and I was perched up top lobbing rockets when I saw the queen attack. I hopped back inside and honestly thought I was safe, but it turns out the harvester isn't exactly resistant to magma attacks. My shield was slowly dying, and I was running out of heals. But it was also at that moment that I realized I'd forgotten something. I did not have a defib. It's almost always something I bring, and I do it for 2 simple reasons. First, I'm not an asshole and want to be able to help if someone goes down with 200k worth of loot. But second, and most importantly, it's actually impossible to kill the queen by yourself. You need as many people as possible helping, and if there's no defib, you lose 2 guns worth of it. Still, I was hoping we didn't need it. If Lone Genial was just giving away blueprints and cores willy-nilly, the guy was probably gooped out of his mind and knew what he was doing. I kind of felt like a child under the safe and watchful eye of their parent with him with us. Fiancé was more of a strong, quiet type. He wasn't saying much, but I'd hear his guns going off periodically, so I guess he was contributing to this group project. Then something very bad happened to Dad. I was staying well inside the harvester, lobbing rockets at the legs, when the queen projectile vomited magma in Lone Genial's general direction. I was hoping he was able to get out in time. He was not. This was worst case scenario. Our leader and most experienced raider had fallen, and we had no way of getting him back up.
I don't have a defib. Do you have Survivor on?
Man, I have.
This man had given me everything. The least I could do was get him out, so my mind immediately went to how to do it.
Okay, I have a key. It won't be that far.
The good news was he was also running the Survivor augment. That concludes the good news portion. The list of bad news was very long. Number 1, Raider Hatch was about 100 meters away. 2, he didn't have a Raider key, so I would have to go with him. 3, if the queen stepped on him, he's dead. 4, if I went with him, the queen would start shooting both of us. 5, my cloaking device wouldn't last long enough for us to get away. And 6, I only had 25 hull cracker rounds left. There's probably more than I'm missing, but don't worry, the list is about to get even longer. It seemed like the only real option was to just keep fighting, kill the queen as fast as possible, and then extract with my new best friend. So that's what I did. For the time being, I had a full shield and my Venator hadn't been touched yet, but I honestly didn't know what type of effect that would even have on this arc head of state. Fiancé was kind of going through the motions at this point, and I suspected he was doing one of 2 things. Either he was waiting for us both to die to take our stuff, or he was running out of ammo too. My shield was at 4%, so the next damage I took would be the end of it, and honestly, Flight was starting to take the lead in its battle with Fight. Then Lone Genial took a leap of faith.
Wait up the
Okay, I'll be there.
He knew I had a Raider key, and I was deeply indebted to his kindness, so he did something heroic. This man was going to crawl outside, try to finesse the queen in his downstate across a blood-red salt flat on the off chance that this stranger, who had already gotten all the loot he could ever wish for, would leave the rarest loot in the game behind and help him escape. Thankfully, this would not be the last time I saw him. With 20 rounds left in my hull cracker, I started pounding. If the queen had a metaphorical pair of nuts, that's where I was aiming. The odds were already slim, but it wasn't just my life on the line anymore.
This guy cannot die.
I wanted that to be true so badly, but the hits just kept coming. It was time to take stock of what I had with Fiancé.
I got 1 heal and 11 hull cracker rounds left. What are you working with?
Honestly, I think he was French, and it's already impossible to hear what people are saying in the Harvester, so I couldn't quite make out what he was saying. Then he offered me a way out. Normally, you wouldn't have to tell me that twice, but I was thinking about Genial, slowly crawling to the Raider hatch, shaking and scared, wondering if I was ever showing up. If he was alive, he was almost there by now.
Let's head home at the pump house hatch.
Nah, it's all good. Let's try to get this thing done. We gotta get to the hatch to that guy.
If I'm being honest, I selfishly wanted everything. If there was a world in which I could be a hero for my rich benefactor while also getting like 8 queen cores, that's the world I wanted to be living in. 11 hull cracker rounds, no shield, and 12 minutes until my final exfil made for pretty long odds, but I was gonna try. 9 hull cracker rounds later, I was starting to feel like Davy Crockett at the Alamo. And after I used those last 2 rounds, I took out my Venator and I felt more like Matt Damon in Saving Private Ryan, just shooting at the tank with a pistol. That movie has a happier ending than this one.
Rocketeers here.
For most arc, the Venator would be good enough to get the job done, but unfortunately the Queen is not most arc. She still had a decent amount of armor on her. Since when I came in, I spawned not particularly looking for this fight. I had only enough ammo for self-defense. Still, I had taken the ACT and kept a decent GPA, so I gave it the old college try in hopes that C's somehow still get degrees. Plus, if Genial was still alive, he was definitely at the Raider hatch by now.
Head home at the pump house hatch.
I'd started with 147 rounds of medium ammo, but it was going faster than bread before a snowstorm. I wanted to save at least a few bullets in case some random fireball showed up out of nowhere on my way to exfil, because I didn't want Genial to become collateral damage. But in retrospect, this was wishful thinking because Genial had died hours ago.
I don't have any more heals. I think I'm gonna have to cloak out of here.
It had been 5 minutes since he left for the hatch, and with nothing left to fight with, I figured now was as good a time as any to try and follow suit. So I pulled out my magic wand and left, not ready for what I was about to see. 88 meters is all I had to go, but with no shield, I was essentially an ant to the queen. One step and it was lights out. And I was so locked in on her feet, I almost missed what was laying at mine.
Oh no. Oh no.
The man had given me everything, and he was now just lying face down in the dirt. Honestly, I should have just left, but I didn't because someone was still alive in the harvester and they might need me. So it was time to get back there, break the news,
He never made it to the hatch.
and then ask a very important question.
Do you have a raider key or no? Okay, I'll stick around as long as I can with you.
We had 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, so I pulled up my mini-map to find the closest non-hatch extraction point. There was no shot he was making it there in time. If I left him behind, he was certain to die. A few seconds later, I got the go-ahead. So out we went. I thought we were both pretty content to get out of there with our lives and not start looting, but at the last second, Fiancé got greedy. I think he saw the unlooted queen parts and wanted that yellow nectar in his inventory, and I can't say what I would have done in his shoes, but Genial had inoculated me from greed, and I was just trying to pay it forward. I wasn't completely sure where he went, but all of a sudden, he was just gone, leaving me alone with my wand flapping in the wind and casting a shadow on my hero's corpse. I waited as long as I could, but that bar at the bottom of the screen means this cloaking device can't be used indefinitely. I strafed to my left, saw a zipline, and took it right to the raider hatch. At this point, I knew I was safe. Even if I went down, I could still activate the raider hatch and limp back to Speranza in one piece, but I genuinely didn't know what happened to Fiancé. I had assumed the queen would focused on him since I was so far away, but she must have been in heat because she wanted these cheeks. One leg impact and some lava later, I was down, but there was still 3 minutes left, so I tried calling out in prox chat.
Take your time, I still have the key on me. I'm over by the hatch now.
With me down, the queen should have turned her attention into literally anything else. I wasn't a threat anymore, but instead she hung around, which made me more than a little nervous.
There's a zip line.
Crickets. This went on for another minute, and if he was still alive, we were both running out of time.
You gotta make a break for it, if you can hear me.
I tagged some of the scraps to look for signs of life, because if he was still out there looting, they wouldn't have been scavengeable. I saw and heard absolutely nothing. With 30 seconds left, I tried one last time.
Are you still with us here?
I needed at least 5 to 10 seconds to open the raider hatch and give myself enough time to get down. Otherwise, this raid was ending like Romeo and Juliet. With 20 seconds left, I made my move and got back to safety in Speranza. So, Lome Genial, if you see this, hey man, thanks for the equalizer blueprint.